Hello to everybody. The question of happiness, contentment and well-being is one of the great questions of humanity. Interestingly, in development aid, we speak neither of happiness nor of contentment, and rarely of well-being either. This is a pity, but it reflects the fact that the links between well-being and sustainable development have also been studied late in other disciplines. Today we know that to identify drivers of happiness is important to improve quality of life. Many scientific think tanks research well-being, inform decision makers on the causes and effects of human happiness, and make subjective well-being part of the public policy debate, with the goal to improve overall quality of life for citizens across the world. But how is well-being measured at all? The good news is that well-being can be, and is, measured at the local, national and international levels. There are a range of approaches to measure well-being, suited for different contexts and aims. The two main ones are qualitative approaches that look at subjective well-being and quantitative approaches that look at hard metrics such as life expectancy, health, income, education, and so forth. The simplest way to measure subjective well-being and make it comparable between different regions is the so-called country ladder. People are asked how satisfied they are with their overall life on a scale between 0 and 10. This method is also used by the UN World Happiness Report, which has been published annually since 2012. Thus, poor and war-torn countries such as Afghanistan end up in last place and the Scandinavian countries in first place. It is important to note, however, that the ecological footprint is not weighed in this ranking, which reduces its relevance by a today important dimension. One of the first questions many people ask in connection with well-being is how much money or income they need for their own well-being. On the individual level, the US economist Richard Easterlin already found out in the 70s that above a certain income, more money does not make you happier. The money happiness curve, therefore, does not run in a linear fashion, but flattens out after a certain income. This phenomenon is called the Easterlin paradox. Some academics believe that the flattening of the curve already occurs from a lower middle income. So, if you want to increase your satisfaction and earn more than a lower middle income, non-material factors are more promising. You would do well, for example, to spend more time with friends than to look for a more lucrative job. On a national level, Matthias Binswanger, a Swiss economist, has studied that in countries whose GDP is below $20,000 per capita per year, average satisfaction increases as GDP increases. This is no longer the case for countries with a GDP above $20,000 per year. But even if people objectively have enough money, it is sometimes difficult to be satisfied with it. This is related to two phenomena among others: the status effect and the habituation effect. With the first, one compares oneself with others instead of feeling one's very own needs. With the second, one quickly gets used to a new, better circumstance, and satisfaction returns to the old, lower level. However, it is undisputed that living in a functioning state with access to well-developed systems and the possibility to decide freely about one's life is important for human well-being and happiness.